everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Two Old Geeks. You got my co-host, not my guest this time. He's been on my channel before, but he's a co-host today. And this is Troy, aka the comic book movie collector. What's going on, Troy?
Oh, I'm going well, Dell. How about yourself, mate?
I'm doing pretty good. And just to kind of let people know, how this all came about. This is pretty much your brainchild. Um, so if you don't mind, just a couple of minutes, just kind of telling people how this all came about.
This is just as I do, I have 1,000 ideas at a time and always looking for new content. And I thought, because, like you said, I've been on your channel a few times, you've been on my channel a few times. I'm like, we have some good chemistry. We always have some great episodes. And I said, what do you reckon? We should do a show together. That way we can catch up a bit more as well. This gives us an excuse being on opposite sides of the world. It's a bit hard to catch up at times. So yeah, I thought this would be a great way for us to catch up and talk about all the new things that we like, movie trailers and movies and TV shows and geeky stuff and like new release, all that type of stuff that we love to talk about. We'll come back each month and we'll just like you said, shoot the shit and gas bag about it. Two old
Yeah,
geeks just talking geeky stuff.
yeah. Look, and when I heard it, I was all in because, like I said, you and I we have pretty good chemistry, and we've kind of been going back and forth with each other for a couple of years now. So,
That's right. That's right.
yeah,
Probably about the last 4 or so years, I think now.
well, yeah, probably so. I
Yeah,
hadn't even thought about
yeah,
it that much.
yeah. I think it's been about 4 years we've known each other now. So I thought, yeah, why not? This would be great. Like you said, we've been on each other's shows a few times. Why not do a show together? I think this would be good. This is great for us, so we can catch up. But I reckon
Exactly,
everyone else might get a kick out of it as well. So I'm hoping for a nice bit of audience interaction as well. Shoot your questions at us. We're more than happy to answer them and talk about them. So yeah, so we've got some topics to come up during the course of the show. We've come up with a few segment ideas. We've thrown a few things at each other and gone, let's do this, let's do that. So yeah, if you're out there watching live right now, by all means, get in the comments and throw your suggestions or comments in. I'd love to hear them. So, what do you reckon we start off with some stuff?
yeah. Let's get to the big news. Let's a lot of shows they do movie news, and I'm not necessarily talking movie that is going to come out or anything, but there is a big item that we kind of touched on a little bit, and that
Yeah.
is the Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount,
World
that whole
domination
deal.
plans.
Yeah, that whole deal. Um,
Yeah, it's
have you? What was the last thing you heard? Because I saw something today actually, or yesterday actually.
yes, yes. So I will apologise to everyone. I will constantly look up as I am right now. I've got all my notes here above my screen. And yeah, I believe that there was a midnight deadline just yesterday, the 23rd. Well, you're 23rd now. Um,
Mhm.
Report surfaces that Paramount is raising a bid of $32 a share to sway shareholders away from the Netflix deal to make a more attractive offer, they say. And Paramount is also offering to pay the $2.8 billion breakup fee that Warner Brothers would pay if they break up the Netflix deal as well. They are mega keen to get Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they really are. Um, it's crazy because I what I had saw was another article,
Yeah.
and they're also coming under scrutiny from the DOJ here in the U.S. Department of Justice. So they're trying to figure out if what Netflix and Warner Brothers have planned amounts to a monopoly. Um,
Because the DOJ is so above board and not corrupt. I suppose I can say that as
right,
an Australian, can
exactly, exactly.
I?
Now, I've 100% have my issues with the administration and what's going on here in the United States. Um, but at least on this one particular thing, I'm like, yeah, you might want to look at that.
Yeah, well, I did see a stat here, where was it? That if Netflix or even if Paramount, either one of them gets it, they'll equate to either both having like 30% of the US streaming market if they either one of them gets it. Like, that's a third of everything watches will be out of one company. Like, that's that's about as a monopoly as you can get, you know, like,
That's yeah.
think about that. Like, and you think these days how many streaming services there are out there now? Like, there's dozens. Like, to own 30% of it, that's a big chunk, and especially the big IPs that a lot of those ones have. Um,
Mhm.
that is scary because, I think the thing that, uh, worries me the most is that, you know, you're not gonna have a not to take risks. They're just
Ooh, Troy disappeared on me. Wait, he's coming back.
there. Oh, there we
I
go.
don't know. There you go. Hey.
I'll blame the heat. It's hot here in Australia, so that can happen. It was going all right this morning, but, hopefully it'll stay fine. But yeah, where was I talking about? Like, yeah, it's gonna kill like, was it, fans are terrified that Netflix algorithm first approach will dilute the, sort of like the quantity over quality type sort of stuff. So just mass rubbish as opposed to trying to make nice quality short little programs and things like that. Like, really testing the waters and trying to come up with some new IPs. Like, stop trying to buy old IPs and just reboot them every 5 minutes. Like, why not try and create some new ones that could take off and become huge as well?
The algorithm makes money.
Well,
That's what
that's right. I get it. You know, I'm not naive.
right.
It's
My
all
my
about
whole
making that it's all about making that sweet, sweet coin,
that's
um,
right.
you
So
know, but in saying that too, like, if we're not entertained, we're not gonna buy it, you know, like, there's that as well. Like, you can keep pumping that out, but if no one's watching it, you're not making any money off it. So, I think there is a line there somewhere.
is my thing though. I mean, you mentioned Paramount, what they're trying to do it, and you kind of touched on it a bit. I don't know if it's really any better if Paramount gets control of Warner Brothers.
Oh, no, no, and neither no, like, I don't like either one doing it, to be
Right,
honest.
right. And then my next thing is, okay, well, let's say Netflix gets or Paramount. Really, again, it really doesn't matter. What's
Mm.
to then stop whatever that company becomes from taking over another company, and then eventually all these dominoes just keep falling until we're down to one company
Oh,
or two
oh, yeah,
companies.
it's that classic small, little bigger fish bites the smaller fish, and then the bigger one bites the bigger one, and then the bigger one bites the bigger one until that big fish bites everyone, just gobbles up everyone else. Like, yeah, it's just gonna be there's only yeah, you could end up with one lot owning, what is it, 60%, and then the everyone else is fighting over 30%. Like, it's scary to think that it can keep going like this, that they're just one company just gonna buy another company. Like, I would never have thought anyone would be big enough to buy Warner Brothers, but apparently you can buy Warner Brothers. Like, it's just insane, like, the amount of money they're talking about getting thrown around.
Yeah, and I mean, we've already got really mass rubbish, as you put it, all over the streaming services, whether it's Netflix or HBO Max or
Yeah.
Hulu or Disney, whatever the streaming service is. There's just a lot of crap they put on there out on there just to have content. And I mean, if you do this and everybody's got to come to you, I mean, what's to stop you from just keep putting out worse and worse stuff? Just
Yeah.
as long
Oh,
as
and that's
somebody's
it,
sitting there.
and it's also that thing that we've talked about before is that, they have that thing where they can dictate to you what you can watch and what you can't watch. You know what I mean? There is nothing stopping them from pulling every show off and just putting the whole series of Friends on and just having that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's no, like, here's our infinite library of everything. Like, you can watch everything and anything. No, we're gonna pick and choose because we want the server space to be small, and we're gonna tell you what you can watch, what you can't watch. Oh, that episode, that's not, well, we'll cut that episode, we'll do this. Like, it's really dictating to the audience what they think they should watch.
Yeah, and the math doesn't really add up to me because I mean, we hear all the time about how hard it is for streaming services to turn a profit. It's like years and years. You got all these subscriptions, but they're still claiming that, hey, we're losing money on this, we're losing money on that. So there's a lie being told, obviously. So somewhere.
Clearly, like, you think of how many people have so many different streaming services, and you're gonna tell me that they're struggling to keep up with it? Like, well, then either
Yeah.
they can't manage their money or they're blowing it on buying everything else like this. Like, I'm pretty sure you could make some money because, like, think about it. Like, what does it cost them it's only in licensing and stuff, I can imagine, and then maybe server size and bandwidth. And if, like, for instance, some streaming services, some people have and barely watch them. So you're
Mhm.
getting whatever, I don't know what it costs for you guys over there, but for us, um, I'm just trying to think. It's about like between 15 and 20 bucks a month, depending on which streaming service it is.
Yeah.
Um, and depending what plan you get too, obviously. So if that's 20 bucks, say for instance, 20 bucks a month that, someone's given you, but they're barely watching a show or two, like, that's easy money if you ask me, because that's not costing you anything, bandwidth and internet and all that sort of stuff. Like, come on, like, you can't turn a profit, really?
Yeah. 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 And
Nah,
and I'm glad you mentioned the cost of it because it's crazy because the thing streaming services started with everybody trying to get away from cable and the high cost of cable. So hey, I'll only pay for this service. It's 9, $10 a month. I have to do that. And now everybody
yeah.
has all these services where we're paying the same thing we pay for cable anyway.
Yeah, well, that's right. Like, so we had, our cable was called, uh, pay TV here, Foxtel was what we had here in Australia, and, it was like 90 bucks for just a half decent package, like, it's 70 bucks for the bare minimum, but it was like $90 to 100 if you got something with a few of the extra channels and all that sort of stuff, um, and that was like, 90 bucks a month, and that was back in the '90s, so that was a fair whack of money for, especially when the wages weren't as good as they were now, but you'd like, it's not hard to see when streaming services come out. Like, I remember when Netflix hit Australia, it was like $7 a month, and everyone was just
Yeah,
like, "My god, how good is this?" But
yeah,
now you got half a dozen streaming services and now
or
they're
more.
up to like 15 and $20 each, and if you've got 5 or 6 of them, you're now paying even more than what you did back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why
And
I've got
and
all my
since
DVDs.
yeah, and since it's all proprietary, I mean, you gotta have them if you want to watch, different things in different places. It's not like the cable days where what you wanted wasn't on this channel. You just turned the channel, but you didn't have to get a whole separate service.
Yeah.
So now, if there's a show on Disney that I like, I can watch that show, but I also have to switch the entire service or pay for another entire service if there's a show on Netflix I want to watch, or if there's a show on uh, Apple or Stars or Peacock or whatever. All these all these other places are. So it's
Yeah, that's it. I suppose the
pretty
only upside, if one person owned everything, then we just can pay one price and, "Oh, hang on, we're back to cable days again."
pretty much, pretty much, pretty much.
It's just that circle, just a circle of life, you know?
Yeah, yeah. We do have a few people hanging out, so I do want to acknowledge them real quick.
Yep.
We got Steve is here. What's going on, Steve?
Steve, how are you?
Huck, I don't think he's here right now because he said he's at work, but he's popping in to say hi and drop a like. Thanks, Huck. If hopefully
That's
you'll
awesome,
catch this
thank
on the
you.
replay. Huck does a great Tuesday morning show, the Morning Mug. Um, and he's I'm taking part in a movie challenge that he's doing, a 52-week movie challenge. We're trying to watch a different movie based on a topic he suggested. And I'm having a pretty good time with that.
Oh, sounds cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you about one of the movies a little bit later that I watched. Adrian James is here. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, Adrian.
People saying hi. Not sure if this is one of your regulars or this new to us altogether. This is the Gray Creates. Are you familiar with that with the Gray
No,
Creates?
I can't say I'm familiar with the name, no, sorry.
Well,
New
welcome. Thanks
subscriber,
for
there you
coming to
go,
hang out.
yeah. Yeah.
I hope you enjoy hanging out with us this evening. And again, if you got any questions, comments, or whatever it is about what we're talking about, just go ahead and throw them in the chat, and we'll see if we can get them up there. Holland is here. What's going on, Holland?
Hello.
And we got some more highs. There, Huck said yes. He's still keeping us on in the background. Thank you, Huck. Appreciate it so much.
Here are subtle tones in the background.
Yes, we are going to try very hard to not disappoint you. So cross your fingers and wish us luck. That's
Yeah,
about
that's it. That's it.
best thing.
So yeah, so there with that with that, that's yeah, it is worrying, but hopefully we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll talk about it next month when we find out which one gets it, Paramount or
Yeah,
Netflix.
who won, right?
It's like who the lesser of two evils. Oh.
Is it the lesser of two evils, or is it just two evils?
Yeah, good point. Well, they I did. There's another interesting bit here. But I'll just quickly mention it before we move on. That I believe Netflix uh wants. Oh, where is it? Uh, damn, I've lost my spot. There's something about Netflix wants to take over Warner Brothers, but doesn't actually want Discovery and all that. And apparently, they want to
Right.
leave that behind. Um, and Paramount wants all of it. So Paramount wants the Discovery, everything else. They want the whole bundle deal. So
Yes,
maybe that Netflix is better on that side of things because they're taking over less. Maybe I don't know, but like you said, it's evil versus evil. It doesn't really matter which way it goes. It's still gonna. I think
yeah.
it's still not going to be great.
Because if you leave all that behind, who picks that up, or does Warner Brothers just keep it themselves? Or how would
Um,
that gonna work?
It says, oh, here it is. Under the plan, WB would spin off its legacy cable network, CNN, TNT, and Discovery into a separate entity called Discovery Global by mid 2026.
Okay.
So they would just become their own entity, and they're just like, it's kind of like, yeah, we'll take two of your three step kids, but we'll the other one's got to move out.
Leave that one. Leave the other one there. We don't want
Yeah,
that one.
I don't want the redheaded one. I'll take the other two.
All right. So I guess
um,
this kind of sticks under movie news if we wanna move away from that a little bit.
yeah.
Um, we're gonna get into trailers at some point, but one of the things we talked about was in when we were chatting back and forth is that there were no Marvel trailers for the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago. What do you
What's
make of that?
going on with that? That is got to
Yeah.
be the largest trailer snub in history. Like Marvel has had a trailer um infinitely, was it like 16 years or something? I read, if I read that correctly. Like it's almost been a tradition to expect a Marvel trailer at a Super Bowl, guaranteed. And this year they went, yeah, nah, not feeling it. Just
Yeah,
yeah, no,
not
we'll
feeling
save
it.
ourselves a cool 10 million. Yeah, nah, it's all good.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of that though. It's maybe they figure, you know what, the movies are not coming out for so long that we don't need to spend the money on it, like you said, but usually they do.
Yeah, Spider-Man's coming out 31st of July, if my notes are correct. So
Hmm.
okay, so that's February. Still,
Five
you'd want
months.
that could really, you know, like that's never stopped them before having that type of like separation for like a summer movie, like your summer, I should say, like a
Yeah.
summer movie coming out, and advertise like something nice and early in at the Super Bowl to get people hyped up for it. So I think the Spider-Man one is definitely the biggest one. I think, like, okay, Doomsday, yeah, that's at the end of the year. Yeah, maybe not so much. I get that. But Spider-Man, that should have been an absolute given. So are they just like, yeah, it's Spider-Man, it'll sell. We don't have to worry about like,
You would think though, especially with DC rolling out Supergirl pretty hard here lately, that
yeah.
Marvel would. would make sure that their name was out there, that their character was out there.
Yeah, I also read a little suggestion that they're saying um, that maybe the Super Bowl isn't the, how can I put it? The newsmaker that it used to be in the sense, but I believe it was like one of the most watched programs, like most watched Super Bowls, of all time or something. I read
Right.
like that was a big deal, but they're thinking that they can make more news online with just social media and everything else that they usually do. That they're thinking, well, why do we need to spend $10 million on on a 2 minute ad when we can just put it out online and let everyone else do the advertising for us? Like, I suppose that that's smart in a cost sort of analysis way, like, but, yeah, you would think that if you had that many eyes on that show, sorry, sports event, that you would have an ad there, like, it hasn't hurt hurt 'em before, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know because when you say Super Bowl is not as big a newsmaker, I understand because really even the last 2 years, maybe three,
Yeah.
it's yes, it's the Super Bowl and it's the end of the American football season and it's a big production, a big deal, but it's like the halftime show is getting more news than the actual game.
Well,
And
definitely this year's has for
definitely this year.
sure. Yeah,
Right,
like, trust me, that's all we heard here in Australia too, and, like, we don't even follow the Super
right,
Bowl.
right. Right. And then over the last 10 years, I want to say, even the quality of the commercials has been kind of going down. So people haven't been quite paying as much attention to it. And a
Yeah.
lot of times they're not even premiering at the Super Bowl. Some of these commercials now the way they used to. They used to keep them under wraps until the
On the
actual
day.
game.
Yeah.
And now some of these commercials are just they've premiered a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the game, and then they just show up during the game. So it's
Which
not like people are, really super into the commercials even like they used to be.
yeah, that would kinda understand that. Here's the trailer for the ad we're gonna have.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah, like, why go to all that effort and spend that money too, like they're saying, like 10 million a spot or something like that, which is that's insane.
Yeah,
Um,
it goes up every year too.
yeah, and it just like, why spend that much money if you're gonna release it a week before? Like, that isn't that the whole point, is to have the eyes there to watch it and be interested in it on the day, and I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like,
Right.
I think it's just stupid. You could save yourself $2 million and just put it on YouTube and off you go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, more people watch YouTube every day than anything else. I swear.
Yeah,
At least here, it's that way.
and that's I think that is from some of the stuff I've read is the kind of thought behind it is that it's not so much that, they know it'll blow up and whatever else, but they also know that if they just released a trailer on YouTube, make a little announcement on Instagram, go, "Hey, we got a new trailer," it'll blow up just as much.
Yep.
And, and save them 10 million bucks because you know how cash strapped Disney is. So
Right. Right. They're struggling.
they're struggling. Yeah. Got to save every penny. You got to, especially if you're bringing RDJ back out of retirement, you really got to be saving your pennies to pay for him. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. Like, it's just disappointing as a fan. Like, like I said, I haven't watched the Super Bowl for years, but for me here in Australia, it's definitely the ads and the trailers that you kind of wait for that next day to see online and go, oh, look, check out this trailer, or that ad's funny, or blah blah blah. Like, for us here anyway, um, yeah, it was kind of disappointing to just sort of wake up that morning and be like, oh, no Spider Man trailer, no Doomsday teaser. Oh, that sucks.
Right. No, nothing.
No,
It's wild.
nothing. Empty bag this year. I mean, we did get a couple. We did get a couple. Which I suppose that can lead into the next thing is the some of the trailers that they did play. Uh,
Right.
that some places were kind enough to play for us. Um, Now, one that we were going to talk about. We'll start off with Supergirl. We were going to talk about that on the last when was it? When you were on my show and we
Hmm.
did the best of the year. I think the trailer was coming out the day
Next
after,
day, the day
the next
after, or something
day,
like
so
that.
we couldn't actually talk about it. But Yeah, yeah. What were your thoughts on it? Did you like it? Did you not so much, or what's your thoughts?
I'm cautiously optimistic. And I'm that way with a lot of trailers, 'cause I'm not a trailer guy per se.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm cautiously optimistic. So I watched it, and I'm remembering the end of Superman
Yep.
from last year, and of course, she shows up drunk at the end of the movie. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Superman, but she shows up drunk at the end of the
Shame on
movie.
you if you haven't.
Right, right. And then Superman explains how she has to go to these other planets to get drunk. Because here on Earth her powers
Yep.
do not allow her to do that.
Yep.
And so the trailer is kind of picking up there. So I was kind of confused as to, okay, because they show her using her powers wherever she is. It's like I'm kind of confused as, okay, how super is she if she's somewhere else, if she's on another planet right now, and how is this all going to come together? So I was a little bit confused about that, but it looked interesting. So I was going to see it anyway, so I'm definitely going to see it. Um, it's just I'm waiting to see what the explanation for that is. Um,
I know.
the young woman who's playing Supergirl looks like she should be a good fit.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm
No, so I think she
definitely,
would.
yeah, happy about that. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on with, the actress whose name eludes me at the time. I'm sure someone can write it down in the comments. Um, oh, was it Millie? No, no, that's not it. I thought I had it. Anyway, I think she looks good for the part, especially the Supergirl that they're trying to portray, uh, from the comic book story that they're taking from.
Hmm.
I don't know it real well. I know bits and pieces. I haven't actually read that comic, so I can't really comment that much, but I know of it, and I know that it's a really good story, and I also know that sometimes studios muck up really good stories. Batman versus Superman. But it looks promising. Like, I'm with you. It looks promising. Um and as far as the drunk part goes, so she has to go to a planet that has a red sun.
Right.
And I'm like you. You kind of get the impression from the trailer because she's there drinking, she's getting drunk, and then it kind of cuts to her fighting all these Guardians of the Galaxy esque outlaws. Um,
Right.
and she's kicking ass, and it's like, well, I thought she was so is that from a different planet? Is she on a different planet now?
Yeah.
She's not on the
Yeah.
one where she's getting
Exactly.
drunk, she's somewhere else now, because she's definitely on a quest with, I think there's like a, younger girl with her as well, who asks her about Krypton and whatever else. Um, so maybe they're on this, like, journey, and so she starts off where she's getting drunk and then goes to another planet and then she comes across these guys, but that's where the powers are back, and then she starts getting stuck into things. So I'm kind of guessing that's the way it goes. Because yeah, otherwise you're right. It looks confusing because you're like 1 minute she's getting drunk, next minute she's all souped up and ready to go. Like,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Millie Alcock. I looked up her name while you were talking. Millie Alcock. That's her name.
I couldn't get a last name. I had Millie in my head, but I couldn't remember the last name. That's it. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it looks promising. And the big thing for me, the big draw card for me, it's got to be Jason Momoa as Lobo. I think the role
Mhm.
he was born to play. Did you catch that little teaser I was telling you about?
I don't think it was. I just caught another teaser. It was basically a Supergirl teaser with him in it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
looking around
it's
for
pretty
the
much
one
him
you
just coming
mentioned.
out of a trailer his trailer and going, "Hey, what's it like to be Lobo?" And he's like, "About time," or whatever, and then it shows a nice full shot of him in the makeup and the whole get-up, and it's like he just walked straight off the comic book page. It
Mhm.
looks so spot on, and knowing his personality, I think you kinda think, yeah, he's definitely gonna give Lobo that, that character that we all kinda know and love Lobo for, that real funny, edgy, anti-hero that he is. I think he's gonna do a pretty good job, actually. I think that's the thing I'm most looking forward to.
Now, he looks great, and everything you said is great. But I got to be fair. If I give Marvel crap for bringing back RDJ, I got to kind of do the same for Jason Momoa coming back as a whole nother character.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, how about let's go with Mr. Chris Evans, who's Human Torch slash Captain America, mate.
yes. Well, I will say this for the
Touche.
Deadpool Wolverine. At least it was a parody, right? So he's kind of poking fun at himself for that.
Yeah.
Uh, and technically, the Fantastic Four at that time wasn't MCU. So
Yeah, I know. It is a bit stretched, like, his is a bit stretched in that sense, but yeah, you're
yeah,
right. Like, Jason Momoa was literally Aquaman one movie, then the next movie he's straight into a different role.
yeah, and it hasn't been that long. So
Yeah, I see your argument, and it's valid, but I don't care because he was made to play this role. I'm just gonna forget
yeah,
Aquaman.
yeah, that's he looks great. He looks great. Sounds great. I'm looking forward to see what he does with the role. Um, I'm also very curious to see how my wife reacts. She is a very big Jason Momoa fan, much to my chagrin, and she loves him as Aquaman. But she doesn't, unless she's watching in the other room, which I don't know if she is or not. She may
Yeah.
not know that he is in this movie as someone else. So
Ah, right. So she will be, escorting you toward, to, Supergirl then, will she?
like I said, I don't know if she knows he's in it because I don't know if she's watched the trailer.
Alright, so maybe
So we're
maybe when
gonna
it gets close and the old, publicity machine starts winding up and Jason Momoa is on every YouTube show known to man, yeah,
yeah,
she might get
and
wind of it then, mate.
she was gonna come with me to see Supergirl anyway. She watched more of the
Alright,
TV series than I did,
yeah.
so there's no chance that I'm getting to a theater to see Supergirl without her. So that's not
Alright. So it might be a pleasant surprise for her, put it that way.
might be.
Right, yeah.
Before we get to the next trailer, just a couple people have popped in.
Yep.
Mika has popped in. Hey, part of the double feature podcast, the twins, of course. So Kira being her twin, and Tiana loves movies has popped in. Hey, Tiana, and
Everyone
let's
popping
see.
in saying g'day.
Yeah, again, guys, if you got questions, comments, feel free just drop them in there. And everybody else is really just kind of saying hi to each other. So let's go ahead and move on to another trailer that we talked about. And that one was The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes, yes. Okay, question. Now I've watched season 1 and 2. I kinda lost interest on 3. How about yourself?
I've seen all three seasons.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
and the Boba Fett show,
Yeah, I've watched the
and
Boba Fett show, yeah, yeah.
part of that functioned like a half of a season of Mandalorian.
Pretty much. So so 3.3?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, like I think it kinda that first season was fantastic. I loved it. It was very much spaghetti western in space, which was awesome. Then 2 kinda went off in the just a bit of a different area, and that's where like, because me and my youngest daughter Lucy were watching both, and we loved the first series. Second series, by the end of it, we were kinda like, "Yeah, that was good, but yeah, and then when it come to the 3rd season, I said to her, "Do you wanna watch it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm not really that in." And I was like, "Yeah, I kinda agree." It's like, "Yeah, it's a bit of an effort." So, but in saying that, watching this trailer, it's actually sparked my interest again. Like, I'm like you with, Supergirl. I am positively optimistic that this could be back to that original first season where it's like the old classic wolf and cub, classic spaghetti western stuff out
yeah,
there on an adventure, just two cowboys on the road.
yeah, yeah,
Like it kind of looks like that, and I think yeah, I'll be there with the ticket to go see it.
yeah. I will definitely do that. It. I had a good time watching this trailer. I will say that the thing that surprised me was how good, just how good it looked. As far
Yes,
not
yes.
content wise, but as far as effects and uh, set design, all those kinds of things. Um,
The action looked
Mandalorian, the
pretty
TV,
good too.
especially season one, looked really good, especially for a TV show. They poured a lot of money into it, and it looked great. And this trailer even looked better. Like, Disney opened up the checkbook and said, "Hey, let's make a hit out of Mandalorian and Grogu," and it looks really really good in the trailer. So I'm excited for that, and the story. I'm curious to see where they go with it. So yeah, out of these trailers, it's probably the one I'm most excited for right now.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the action too,
yeah,
like you said, the look of it, the special effects, the set designs, everything's looking great. We're seeing all these different characters, which that's a great thing about Star Wars. I love seeing all these weird and wonderful characters, which is there's never any shortage of. But
no,
yeah, the action looks good. Um, and we get Jabba the Hutt's son. That's the hut
I
that
think
he's
that's what it was.
fighting.
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
Rota the Hutt, that's his name. You get to see and he's buff, like, he's like someone's been in
Yeah,
the gym.
I'm I'm a little worried about that because he's still a slug, basically. It's like,
He's a
how do
he
you move? But we'll
like,
see, we'll see, we'll see. Make it. Hopefully, they'll pull that part off.
yeah, yeah, like he's the dude's cut. He's been hitting the protein shakes and hitting the gym. He's looking pretty lean. And then I this I've got to mention this because this is to me, this is one of the funniest things. Just I wouldn't say hypocrisy, but it I do find it funny in the sense that we get Martin Scorsese as one of the aliens. He voices one of the aliens in the movie, and this is a guy
Okay.
who's like, "These movies are trash. I can't stand them." Blah 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 blah. And now he's in one as a character.
Yeah.
Like
Money talks.
yeah, well, I just yeah, like, nice to see where you can stand on your principles. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's, whatever paycheck he got, he's gonna put that towards his next 3.5 hour movie. And
That no one will watch. No,
one,
I don't I don't care, like, I'm not I was never sorta like, "Oh, yeah, bugger him or whatever." Like, yeah, everyone's got their right to opinion. If he doesn't like those movies, well, he doesn't have to. But I
right?
do kinda I don't know, I just found it funny, not s it's like, "Oh, here you are bagging these movies out, but now you're in one, so
Yeah.
it's all good now."
In his defense, it's not technically a superhero movie, which is what he was bashing.
Superhero adjacent. Geek, we this is about 2 old geeks talking about geek culture, so this is geeky. Okay,
See,
I
I'm
might
with
be
you. I'm with you.
stretching, but come on, it's yeah.
This the gentleman name on the screen now, Tim. It says Tim talks talkies, but he goes by, at least his channel lately is going by Tim Vince, which I guess is his last name. And I haven't seen Tim here in a really long time, so I'm very happy to see Tim. Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hey, Tim.
Um, Guys out there, what so far we've talked about a few trailers. Are you excited about any of those movies? What do you guys think about those trailers? And we got one more person that came in, Anthony's Horror and More. He says, "What's up?" And thank
What's
you for
up?
being here, Anthony.
Yes,
But
thank
yeah,
you.
any of those trailers that you guys are excited for or not excited for, tell me what you think. Tell us what you think. And one I'm a little worried about, but I want you to go first. One is the Masters of the Universe. So
Represent.
you got the shirt going.
And there's my collection there. No, yeah, I might be a little interested in that one, just slightly. Um, Look, they have got a lot to redo to redeem themselves from the '89 movie. Was it '89? Yeah, '88, '89. Master Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it has a special place in my heart. I remember it when I was a kid, and that's all we could get at that time. Thank you, Canon. My God, of all movie studios to do it. But um this time it's like it's the movie that I think most Master Universe fans and the Master Universe pages that I follow and read on a regular basis, there seems to be this general consensus of like, this is the movie we've finally like we're getting that shows all the vast characters and stuff and like He-Man looks like He-Man, Skeletor looks like Skeletor, like
Mhm.
the different characters like Beastman and Spikor and Fistor and Ram Man and Mechanic, and I can keep going. Man at Arms, they all look very close to what they do in the cartoon or the action figures, which is great because I think that was the biggest thing about the old '80s movie is that no one really looked like they were supposed to, and then not only that, you had all the bad guys were new introduction, new characters. They brought in all these new made up characters for the movie. You're like, you have this wealth of characters to pick from, and you're going to make some up. Like,
Right.
come on. Like you literally got this huge well of resources, and you're just gonna push it aside and go, nah, we'll make some shit up. It's like, what? That was, probably the biggest thing as a kid. You went in there, you went to watch it, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna see this character, I'm gonna see that character," and you went, "Who the hell is Gwildor? Who the hell is Blade? What's that guy? What the f this isn't Master Universe."
So you you're right. Everybody does look great. My whole thing was the story, the bits of story that I'm picking up on. It's like they just plucked this guy from Earth and they take him back, and he's gonna be He-Man. I was like, wait, why do we have to do that? What am I
Okay,
missing?
yeah, so, uh, that is the I think that was always the biggest thing with the '80s one, was that why was it on Earth? Why didn't it just happen in Eternia, the whole thing, which
Mhm.
most fans agree on, that was the dumbest move, but obviously that was a cost-cutting measure, I'm guessing. But
Good old
now
canon films.
this is where I start to geek out. So, now, He-Man's mother is actually an astronaut from Earth. So, she went on a space mission, got lost in space, Buck Rogers style, off in the come to Eternia, fell in love with the king. They had Adam. So technically, he's half human. He's half Eternian, half human. So he does have a tie to Earth. And then sort of in the trailer is like, she's like, I sent you back to Earth to be safe because, everything's turning to shit here, blah, blah, blah. So it kind of, it makes sense. I'm not 100% happy with it because I think I would just love it to be just in Eternia. Just
Yeah,
forget the
that's what I
whole
was.
Earth connection.
Yeah.
Maybe mention that that's how his mum came, blah, blah, blah. Sweet, no worries. I just wanted to be in Eternia. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like that's probably just the start of the movie, which is good, and then the rest of it takes place on Eternia of like the classic fish out of water. He's come back to relearn everything he did from when he was a kid. So I think that's a cheap way to introduce an audience to the characters and the world and whatever else is you're doing it through his eyes. Um, but I suppose that's a great way to get a new audience in. It's not because Master Universe is still figures are still coming out now for young kids. So I suppose it's a great way to get that next generation excited about the movie, I suppose, in that sense, and not just grizzly old farts like me who remember it from 40 years ago.
So, fun fact on that old movie,
Yeah.
um, it's Canon Films movie. A lot of their budget was actually, I won't say stolen because it was the people who owned the production company that did it, but they took money from Superman 4 Quest for Peace and moved it over to Masters of the Universe. So that's one of the big reasons why Superman 4 looks like it does.
That's right, right. Um, didn't they have the rights to do a Spider-Man movie too, but that kind of fell apart before they went
I think
bankrupt?
so. I think
Oh,
so.
I vaguely remember something about that because there was a not so much a teaser or something, there was definitely print ads about how they were gonna do Spider-Man. And I don't know, was James Cameron attached somehow as well?
That part I definitely don't know, but I do remember them
Yeah.
having something to do with Spider-Man. I don't know if James
Yeah,
Cameron.
yeah. I vaguely, unless I've got 2 bits of information and put them together, but yeah, I know James Cameron was in discussions to do a Spider-Man movie at one stage, but yeah, um, yeah, I can't remember if they were linked or it was 2 separate projects, but yeah, I do vaguely remember the print ad. I think I seen it in, like, I don't know if it was comics or like a Wizard magazine or something, like, way back in the day when we used to read magazines. Um, I vaguely remember something about that, yeah.
Okay. Anthony's got a question. Did you guys like what Kevin Smith did with the Masters of the Universe animated films? I don't think I saw
Oh.
them. Did you see them?
Yeah, I did. Um, Look, I got mixed feelings about it as, like, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, but he kinda, for me, there was a point where he's kinda dropped off, like, in the sense of, like, he done some fantastic movies, and then around the time he started smoking a lot of weed, his movies just really went off the edge. I feel like no one was like, "Dude, how about you put your drug-fueled fever dreams away, and we'll just get you off this and get you back to writing proper movies." Um, so some of the stuff he did, I just I don't know. He said it was a continuation of the cartoon, and it felt like he didn't actually watch the cartoon in that sense. Like, he just changed up so many things that was like, that really wouldn't if you've watched the cartoon, this wouldn't happen. I mean, if you said it was a whole separate thing, then it would have been fine. But because of the way he said, no, no, it's just a straight continuation from the last episode of this and goes on, I think a lot of fans had a real bad taste in their mouth because it just didn't go in the same direction as the cartoon was going. Um, Not that you would expect for him to write an 80s cartoon, like, simple stories and stuff. Like, he likes to, expand things and stuff. So I think if he just said it was a separate thing, I think that would have settled a bit better with fans. But yeah, I'm a bit that way, as like, you should have just said it was a separate project. Um, in that sense, yeah. And I also think too, there was another thing too, just quickly, he said that I remember listening to a podcast he used to do, and he said that Master Universe was not his thing. He never watched it. He didn't like it. He was too old for it. He was a little bit past it. Then he got the job writing the Master Universe and was like, I used to rush home from school and watch it on TV and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I remember a podcast where you said the complete opposite. And that also upset a lot of fans. Like, I think he's bullshitting.
Wow. I'm trying to think of how old Kevin Smith is because I used to rush home and watch He-Man. I don't know if Kevin Smith is older than I am.
Kevin Smith's about, I think he's like about 5 or 6 years older than me. I'm 51, so he's
Okay.
getting, yeah, yeah. Because you're
He
only a
might
few years
he might have
older
been
than
like
me.
right on the cusp because I'm
Yeah,
54.
yeah.
He's right
I
on
think
the
he's
cusp of
yeah. Yeah, he'd
being
be a
20.
couple of years older than us, so he's probably more in that high school. Because I know for me, uh, I was that 8 to 10, I was that prime audience when that hit. Like, the audience they were looking for was that 8 to 10, and when Man hit, I was that prime audience, hence why I've never let it go. But, yeah, I think he was more in his teens, so for him, it was kinda that's why he was like, "Oh, I'd kinda missed that." That sort of that late 80s cartoon runs of stuff. Um, so yeah, it was just a weird thing. It's just I remember there was just a lot of stuff in the internet about it back in the day, and then, yeah, I just like they were good for what they are, and it was enjoyable to see more He-Man stuff. I'm all for every He-Man thing. Um, but yeah, I think just the way he went about it, it kind of, yeah, left a bad taste in some people's mouths and a little bit in mine too, actually.
Okay.
So yeah,
That is fair. Uh, Cal L Daly popped in, and he was saying he didn't see those, but Cal L takes his name from Superman, so he's
clearly.
our favorite Superman. What's going on, Cal? Um, there
I
was
like
another
it, the
question. I was
Kal-El Daily.
Yes. Uh, Agent's got a question for us. Are you guys going to see Scream 7 this week? And I'm gonna guess you're a no.
I'm a no because I don't do horror films, so Dell, I'll leave this to you.
I am planning to see it this week. If I don't see it this week, I'll see it the following week. So I'm going to the theater to see it. Um, I'm just not sure if it's going to be this weekend. And we have one more trailer that we were kind of talking about. And this is the other one that I'm really excited for, and that was the Spider-Man
Yes,
Noir
yes. Me too, me
trailer.
too, me too. I think a lot
That
of
was
fans are, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm my only mild disappointment is that I would have loved for it to be animated, but it's live action, so I'm okay with that.
Oh,
But it
yeah,
still looks
it's
like a blast.
yeah, that's is I suppose we should tell them what it is. Spider-Man Noir. Yes, the old Spider-Man from the Into the Spider-Verse with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know, I wouldn't mind both, actually. I'd love an animated version, and I'm so super keen to see this new like, a live action version,
Yeah.
um because I before we got on, we were getting set up and whatever else, and I was just watching the trailer just before we got back on again, and I was just like, "Wow, this looks awesome!" Like it really does. Like,
So let me clarify what I really mean is that when because I knew it was coming, but I really hadn't heard any news about it, so I didn't know that it was live action. So when the
yeah,
trailer first starts and I see like Nicolas Cage's real face, I was like, oh wait, it's gonna be live action. Ah, I don't know. And then the trailer kept going on. I was like, oh my god, this looks great. I'm definitely ready to see this.
yeah. No, I honestly, it does look good, and I love the 1930s noir look. If done properly, that can just add so much, especially to that character, add so much atmosphere, and it's got that whole mobster vibe and the old PI deal and all that sort of stuff. It's just, it's gonna be a blast. I really think it's gonna be a blast, and with Nick Cage being like Nick Cage to 11 on this, it's just gonna be nuts, honestly. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, if he does what he did in the Spider Verse movies, but just a live action version of that, yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. And
Yeah,
I
shut
hope,
up and take my money. I'm in.
yeah, really, really, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Um, yeah, I'm really ready for Beyond the Spider Verse, but that's a whole nother issue for a whole nother day. So I
Yeah,
kind of
no,
cry a little bit every day when I don't hear things about it.
yeah,
Um, So for our first episode, guys out there that are watching, I did want to do something a little special. Wanted to, I'm going to give something away because it's been sitting on my shelf here for a little bit, and I know a lot of people didn't get a chance to get it. I did not get the super duper special box set, but what I did get was the I did get the Nightmare on Elm Street collection, and if you just open it up, it's got a nice red packaging in there. So what I'm giving away is not this because I only got one and it was costing me quite a bit of money, guys. But I am giving away the digital code to the entire collection, and it also I did not know it came with 3D glasses. I guess that's for part three. I think was in 3D. I don't even remember which one. Um,
I do remember
in
one of them was
3D.
in 3D, yeah.
I saw 3 in theaters and it wasn't 3D. I don't know. But anyway, there are 3D glasses in there and there is the digital code. And of course, you can't really see that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up on the screen. And it is, no, actually, I'm not going to put it up on the screen. What I am going to is I'm going to ask you guys a question out there in the chat. The question is, well, the winner will be the first person who can name either of the two movies that we discussed when Troy was a guest on Movie Swap. So he came on,
Oh,
was it about 2 years ago now when you came on Movie
yeah,
Swap?
it was a while ago, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's been about 2 years. So if you could think, whoever can think of either movie, you don't have to have both, just one of the two movies that we discussed, you will be the winner of the digital code for A Nightmare on Elm Street 7 film collection. And we'll make arrangements to get that to you or win. All right, so that's what's on the line. Well, go
I've
ahead. You
just
were gonna say?
I've just looked up Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare was in 3D.
Ah, okay.
There you
I did
go.
not see that one in theaters. I saw that on at home, so it was no 3D for me.
Yeah, I just did a quick search and that was the first one that come up, so it was, 1991?
I think so.
Yep. Yep.
Did you ever well just in general, what are your thoughts on 3D?
Ah, it's a gimmick. I really like, I haven't got the best of eyesight. I know I'm not wearing glasses now, but for driving, watching movies, whatever else, I gotta wear glasses, and I've just started to I've actually got bifocals. I know I'm getting old. I got bifocals because my short sight's starting to get worse. But I find I don't know about you, like, for yourself, but I find 3D movies really mess with me. Like, I really have the bad depth perception on it or whatever it is. I just struggle with it, and, like, VR headsets, I can do them for, like, a minute, and then I get a headache. I just can't do them. So for me, this whole 3D thing is just I don't know. It felt like it was a gimmick because the you don't see a lot of I don't think you ever see any 3D releases now. Like, they kinda had that bit of a spurt and then disappeared. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, it was a gimmick.
Yeah. Um, you can take it or leave it. It kind of depends on the movie. It doesn't like physically bother me. I know it does that with a lot of people, but it doesn't physically bother me. But most of the time when I'm watching, it's like it doesn't really add anything to the movie and kind
Sure.
of makes it look kind of weird in some spots a lot of times. Um, First time I saw Avengers was
Yeah,
in 3D actually, and I remember watching. It was actually IMAX 3D, so it was like really
yeah.
big. And I remember the final big battle in Manhattan, and all the aliens are flying around Manhattan, and it looks like they were just like superimposed on the screen, flying around. It was really weird. And I was like, I don't really like that much. But then when I got it home and watched it at home without that effect, it was like, oh, that looks good. That looks pretty, that's pretty good. We can keep that. But
It
for a movie like Avatar, I'm not a big fan of Avatar, but
yeah.
seeing it in 3D, it did look really good. It gave you depth and really added to the film. 'Cause that was the opposite. I got that home and watched that, and I was like, it's not that good.
It's funny, the only 3D movie that, I like this is the kind of movie that made me think of it is that, I remember when the kids were younger, there was the Spy Kids movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think the 3rd one was in 3D. Well, without the 3D glasses, but sitting at home watching it with the kids, and they just went out of their way to do this and whoa, and it was like constantly trying to like everything had to fly at the screen. Like it felt like it was constantly taking you out of the film because they were constantly trying to reach at you or throw shit at you or do
yeah.
something to and you kinda like, "Oh," right? You can almost see it coming a mile away going, "This is getting ridiculous now." Like, it's almost like they know the audience is there doing something to get the audience's attention, and it just yeah, I was just like, "Nah, nah, not for me. This 3D stuff is just yeah, nah, it's a
They
waste of time."
A long time ago, Friday the 13th Part 3 kind of did the same kind of thing where, people characters just went out of their way to do things like guy was like laying on his back and he's throwing I can't remember if it was an apple or a pair of socks or something or a ball. He was throwing a ball and he's like the camera's right over him, like he's lying in bed, so the ball is coming right at the camera and coming back. It
Trying to
was that
come
kind
out,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was
yeah.
like they went out of their way to do shots that we was throwing stuff at you, so, yeah, oh, you get the full effect of the whole 3D, but it sometimes those things just take you out of it, like, it just was too obvious, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Just a reminder for anybody out there: if you want the digital code, just name either of the movies that Brian and I discussed when he was a guest on Movie Swap. There were two movies, so you got two. You got two to pick from, or you got a little bit better chance to uh, to win. And if not, then I'll come up with something else later, another time. Probably not on this show. Um, so yeah, we've both been watching. We've been watching some things, but now we both got to watch Wonder Man on
Yes.
Disney,
Yep.
and
Oop.
I was a really big fan. I'm a really big fan of the show. I really enjoyed it. Um, for me, it's a it's a movie that a lot of Marvel fans like going in. If you're just a Marvel fan, I understand if they would have a hard time with this show. because you go in with the expectation of this is a superhero show, and there's got to be X amount of action, and I should see some kind of big set piece at least, maybe not a huge set piece, but I should see some action every episode. And then if we got a 6, 8 episode arc, there should be 2 or 3 really big action pieces packed throughout it. And I'm just going to put this up front for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. That is not the case here. Uh, that is not the case. So, but I do understand if people get into it and be like, "Oh, this is boring," or "This is not what I expected," or "It's not Wonder Man from the comic book." Whatever it is you come up with, I understand. But from a storytelling standpoint, I thought it did really well. It established our character. It gave him depth. It did the same thing with Ben Kingsley's character, Trevor. Um, the much maligned Trevor, who people, he's been polarizing. People loved him or hated him since Iron Man 3. And they keep bringing him back. And I think they finally got him right. Um, and then their relationship, their camaraderie, all of that worked really, really well. And then we get into his family, and then we get into the legend of the one person who made it illegal for superheroes to in movies and TV shows, and how that ties back into our main guy. So I really enjoyed it. How about you, Troy?
I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah, I want a Trevor spin-off series. I think Ben Kingsley is great as Trevor. I don't know why anyone would not like him. He's hilarious. He and not only that, him like the buddy cop situation they had going on with the straight man and funny man situation, like it was just I thought it was just pure gold. Like I was thoroughly entertained the whole way through. And there were points there where I was like, I didn't think of because I think I watched about half of it, and we had a chat and said, "Oh, you're watching? I'll watch the rest." And you'd said, "Oh, there's not a lot of action." I was like, "Well, okay, right, yeah, maybe there's a bit more action at the end." And then there wasn't, but I didn't miss it. Like, I think
Hmm.
for what the show was about, you didn't need a lot of action. Um, but it did a really good job of backstory when it come to Wonder Man. Like as far as his backstory, like you said, with his family, like his relationship with his brother, what like they're tipping that maybe he may be a mutant, and this is the backdoor way of getting the X-Men in, that he could be like, because it's never really explained. He just woke up one day as a teenager with these powers. Well, gee, that's very mutant-esque. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? X-Men wise. So um I suppose they're going with that, and his power too, like he manipulates ionic waves or something like that. I didn't
Hmm.
actually think that was how Wonder Man was in the comics, like, so I'm sure someone can quote me if I'm wrong. I was never like a massive Wonder Man fan or anything, and I knew of him from reading the occasional West Coast Avengers and stuff. But I don't know that much about the character to be have any sort of real predefined notion about what he should be, but I've got a rough idea. And yeah, no, I think he absolutely nailed it. And it kind of leaves it on a point where, okay, he's kind of worked out who he is, what he's about, what he can be, what he can do. Okay, now let's put him out there. Let's see what he can do, whether it's another series or they throw him in a movie or whatever else. Like we've got that, we've got the origin story out of the way. Now let's see what he can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Also, is seeing, okay, where do we go from here? Because the end left it like, okay, if we have another season 2, he's gonna have to be in action because people are coming after him.
That's right, that's right. It really left it on that, yeah, like, you kinda like, "Oh, okay." You and then I have to admit, it did catch me a bit. I wasn't expecting the ending the way it was, like, I yeah, it's hard to I suppose it's hard not to talk about it if, I don't wanna spoil it for everyone, but who hasn't seen it. But yeah, the ending, it was really well set up because I was like, oh, I thought it ended, and there's like another 10 minutes left. I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is a bit of a red herring. What's going on here?" And then
Right.
it goes through, and you're like, "Okay, this is this," and then it just takes that turn. You're like, "Oh, so that's what he's doing."
Oh, yeah. What's happening here? That's
They
what's happening.
are okay, and I'm like, "Wow, what a plan!" Like that was really well done. Like talk about put the hard yards in to do what he did, and you're like, "That's a well thought out plan." You need a lot to go right though, but it still was a well thought out plan.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm glad you enjoyed Ben Kingsley because I thought he was just perfect in this.
He absolutely killed as that character, and just Trevor's just a laugh a minute, honestly. He's just and he's such delight to watch, and yeah, that whole buddy cop thing they had going on was just the chemistry between them was really good. I really enjoyed it. Like, I if they do another series, I'll be there. I'll be there ready and raring to go.
Yeah, same, same. And people just have a sour taste in their mouth because of the switcheroo in Iron Man 3 that he wasn't actually the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Everybody's been, they've been pissed at Trevor ever since.
Yeah, yeah. Get over it. Like, honestly, like, you know, we finally got the man yeah, was it Mandarin in the Ten Rings, wasn't it?
Yeah, I said Mandalorian. I'm sorry, the
Sang
Mandarin. I'm sorry.
yeah, a Mandarin. Yeah, oh, you had me say that's it. The Mandarin, was, Shang-Chi's dad, wasn't it?
Right.
In that movie. Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, I mean, it was a fun bit and just to have the 2 and then to bring him back too, to bring the Mandarin back for this and just see how good an actor he was to just get you switch it and you're just like, "Whoa, okay." He's just like it's such a good
He
actor to get to like you do he does 2 characters that are almost completely opposite to each other and you believe both of them.
Yeah, he turned on a dime when he
Yes,
went
yeah,
back to that. And
yeah,
yeah, it was like, "Oh, okay. I could see why
yeah.
in this world in the Marvel universe, I could see why people were really afraid of him
Yes,
when he
yes.
was doing that. Even though when we spending time with him, we see how much of a goofball he really is."
I almost thought when he did go back to being the Mandarin, I was like, "Oh, what a great turn." Like he really was the Mandarin, then did this whole Trevor act
Yeah,
to get out of it. He's been lying low, and then he's just like, "Bang, I'm back. I'm the Mandarin. No, I really was. Yeah, tricked yous."
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought he was great. Um, Anything else that you've been watching?
No, that's about it. Just watching the odd thing for my reviews and stuff, but, if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but other than
I'll
that,
spoil one.
it is
I'll spoil one. You just watch Aztec Batman for any Batman fans out there.
yes, yes, 'cause Dell
Movie.
recommended that, so I said, "Right, I'm onto it, I'm gonna watch it," and I was not disappointed, it was good. I really enjoyed it.
I did. It was very good.
I
I'm
got
glad to hear that.
I got some weird comments though, like, you really know you're on the internet when you get some there's some weird people out there. Because it's all about the Aztecs and stuff. I had one guy go, "Oh, so you're gonna disregard how they used to murder babies and sacrifice," and he's going on, and I'm like, "Dude, it's just a cartoon. Get over it." Like, Christ. I just sidestepped that comment. Like he was just trying to make more out of it than it was. I'm like, it's just a freaking cartoon, dude. Settle
Yeah,
down. Like,
yeah,
okay, rightio. I get it. I know the history. Like, it's all right, but this is Batman.
yeah.
This is this is fantasy. It's not real.
No, because the only thing that could come out of that is really you and that person going back and forth,
Oh,
comparing evil deeds of different civilizations, and it
oh,
never ends.
exactly. Yeah, that's right. And that was my initial thought was like, well, what's the point of that? I could say that, you can go through just about every race in the world, and they've all got some dark history of back in certain some days. You know, the- a lot of people have done a lot of horrible shit. Like we get it, but you can't be sort of bogged down by that. This is just a This is just a cartoon about Batman, like, let's settle down, it's not it's not like this is a literal interpretation of history. This is
Right.
I
Right.
was just like, "Okay, rightio. Yeah, you do you, boo. That's alright."
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's an eye opener sometimes. Like, it's funny. You just think it's so innocent, and then someone's gotta come along and say something like that, and you're just like, "Why? Why would you do that?" Like, "Yeah, okay, rightio."
Yeah, and just earlier you were telling people about how you were looking up at your notes. I keep looking over here to the side, and that's because my notes are over here or off to the side right here.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're both
I
kind of doing this number.
Yeah, I'm rocking 2 screens, so I've got this screen where I watch us and talk, and then I've got another screen above where I've got all my notes.
Right, right.
Yeah, so, yeah, if I keep looking up, it's yeah, the roof's not falling, I'm just, yeah, checking my notes, that's all.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let everybody know that why does he keep going over there? What is he doing? But that's all. That's all. Um, physical media. Did you pick up anything?
Yeah, I picked up a couple of good things. I've actually picked up, just recently, uh, how's that? That good? Super Argo.
Yeah, I'll just give you the big screen. There you go.
Yeah, so Super Argo. This is, from the '60s, late '60s, back when good old Batman, '66 hit, and the world was wrapped up in superhero mania at the time, and, Italy especially just went nuts with superhero type-esque movies and stuff. There's heaps. There's, like, was it there's like Flashman, and then there's Super Argo, and then there's the Three Superman, and then oh god, I've done a video on like releases and stuff from around the '60s, and it's just insane the amount of Italian stuff that was released. But the only reason that one I got that just recently is one I've been looking at for a while. I could always find bootlegs, could never find like an original release. Because I'd got there's the sequel, which is almost exactly the same cover.
Yeah, it looks like it does. It looks like the same cover.
Whoop, hang on, there we go. I know, it pretty
It's
much
just without the
is.
blue border. There we go.
Yeah, without the chick in the background, and yeah, the second one
Wow.
is like, it says Contre Diaboliques, which I believe is like versus the robots or something. Anyway, um, yeah, a mutual friend of ours, Rob, Roberto Nero Superheroes, he got me
Yep.
onto a few of these because he's from Italy, and he even said like for him, yeah, that's common. He can get it anywhere. Me, oh god, I had to look for the end of the earth to try and get it at a decent price. At a decent price, like I can. When I say that too, like I say to people, oh, I've been searching for years, and they're like, I just looked up eBay. There's one there. Yeah, but did you want to pay, 80, $90, or are you like me where I was happy to buy it for about 30, I think I got it for, which is about the cheapest I've seen it. So, yeah, I see all these things, but like I don't when you're trying to get as much as I am, you're trying to do it on a budget. So
Yeah.
I don't but in saying that, the next one I'm gonna show you, I absolutely blew the budget, but it's definitely worth it. And this has got to be this is in my top 15 most collectible DVDs of last year. This come in at number 15, and this is one I have been searching for years, and I finally got it at, well, I suppose I thought it was a reasonable price, but that is Spider-Man Unlimited. There you go. That is one of those. It's a Clear Vision. Yeah, Clear Vision releases from the UK, and this is the. It's kind of like Spider-Man 2099, but it's not. So it's like a Spider-Man of the future, but it's just different. I don't know what they were thinking at that time when they did that cartoon. I'm curious to review it soon and do it on the channel because I'm just busting to see what's different about it because it's got that 2099 vibe. Um, and I managed to pick it up for 126 bucks, which
Ooh,
I know that is steep, but I've
that's
seen it go from anywhere from 170 to 300 bucks. That's Australian, to put it in perspective.
wow.
So it's yeah, to get it for 126 bucks off a guy here in Australia, he had it So I talked him down a few bucks. He had it for 130, 140. So I got him down to about 126. So I was happy with that. I thought, wow, I'll pull the trigger on it and finally get it. So yeah, super happy to get that. Another one of those super rare ones off the list. So yeah. How about yourself? What did you pick up?
Big thing I picked up just a couple weeks ago. I may have actually showed this off on the stream. And that this is Miss 45. This is a grindhouse flick from the early 80s, and it's basically like a Death Wish kind of movie,
Ooh,
except
cool.
that in Death Wish, Charles Bronson's family, they pretty much get murdered and raped and all that kind of stuff, and then Charles Bronson goes out to avenge their. Well, in this case, it's the actual woman who gets raped who does her own avenging when she goes out and just takes her 45, hence the name Miss 45,
Ah,
and just takes matters into her own hands. And then from a thrift store, I found a couple of things that you might be, well, probably already have, but a little more interested in. And one, my super ex girlfriend,
yes,
and
yes.
just found that for a dollar somewhere, in the same price for this one, which I
That
just
that's all
watched.
it's worth.
Yes, that is all it's worth. And this one is pretty much the same. This is Zoom Academy for Superheroes.
Yes,
So
yes, with
I
Tim Allen, yeah.
I just watched this yesterday. This the challenge that I was telling you about with Huck's Pop Culture
Alright.
Cafe. So the challenge for this particular week that we're in now was to watch a Courtney Cox movie, which is in conjunction with the new Scream. Um, So I watched Zoom because she's in that. I didn't know how big a part she had or not, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get to go see Scream. So I watched that, and it's pretty rough. It's it's a pretty rough movie.
I
She's
did
in it.
I did suggest you said you were doing it, and I said, "You can watch Masters of the Universe, mate, she's in that."
That is true. That is true. Um, yeah, it was pretty rough. She wasn't. She was in it. She had a pretty big part, and actually had a big plot twist kind of deal at the end. But she wasn't really good in the movie either. Have you seen Zoom?
Oh, I've got it, obviously, same as you. I picked my that Super Ex-Girlfriend one with Uma Thurman, and that I've picked them up for, like, a couple of bucks on eBay, I think. Yeah, I haven't seen Zoom. I've seen some of the what's the other one? There's a Superhero High or something like that. It was a Disney
There's Sky
movie.
High.
Sky
Is that?
High. Yeah, I've seen that one, which is almost the same, I think, isn't it? Something similar.
Well, I thought it was. I thought it was going to be, but it's actually more in common with a Netflix movie that came out a couple years ago, and I'm trying to remember what the name of that movie is. But it's kind of a it's kind of sort of spirit, kind of sort of sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Um,
Oh, right, yeah, 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 yep.
yeah, and there's a bunch of kids that kind of trapped, not trapped, but they're kind of held in this thing while their parents are all fighting these bad guys, and they're just kind of waiting around. So this is kind of the same thing that where these guys, these kids are there in this. They call it an academy. They're basically in this government facility being trained, and that was the
Yeah,
same kind of thing in the other one. They're being trained supposedly by Tim Allen's character, who was like an ex superhero, old retired superhero, and he really doesn't give a crap about anybody. And so, I mean, you can kind of guess where we go from there.
yeah,
Courtney Cox is like the government agent who's there helping train the kids and do those kinds of things. So
yeah.
it was pretty bad. But anyway, so those that's kind of what I picked up. Um, it's been a little bit slow for me lately, and that's to be expected.
Yeah.
And we did have somebody come in. Tales from the Shelf came in. What's going on, man? He says, "What up?
What's
What up?
up?
Thank you for stopping by." And so far, I've had no takers. I don't know if you were here when I had the banner up. I've had no takers yet. But to win the digital code for the Nightmare on Elm Street 7 film collection, I'm just going to pull it up to show it here really quickly. To win the digital code for this, you have to just name one of the two movies that Troy and I discussed when he appeared on Movie Swap. So if you know
Should
either
you
of those two movies, keep a tab open. Go look through
should
my
we
channel.
give him a hint? It was, both of them were music related.
Both were music related. Absolutely,
Yes, there you go.
both were music
That
related.
might narrow it down.
It
I
might. It
actually
might. If you guys are familiar with me, you might know there are only a few music related movies that I kind of talk about a lot.
yeah. Well,
All
you
right.
exposed me to that movie that I'd never seen. I'd never seen it before, but I was glad you did. It was quite the eye opener.
It was pretty much worked the same way in reverse. So I
Yeah.
still need to watch the sequel to the one you talked. So we're giving
Yeah,
out all
it's
kinds.
well, so,
I s
there's 2 sequels after that, so you still yeah, it's
Yes,
a
yeah, I do
trilogy.
need to watch. Do need to watch
Yes,
sequels.
yeah.
Sorry. All
Actually, I
right.
need to watch the sequel to yours as well. I'm curious to see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Just he's like, "Save yourself the pain, it's alright."
Yeah, there you go. Music if you like that person's music, but the film is worse, far worse.
It has its charm, okay?
I guess that is one way of saying it. That is one way of saying it. I do have a question from Stacy just popped in, aka Echoes of Movies, and I'm gonna say Stacy usually pops in with about a billion questions. We're not gonna go through all those questions if she does start popping them out, but we do. I do want to answer this one. Favorite John Goodman performances? Do
Oh,
you have any?
jeez. If you have one, go ahead. I'm gonna have to try and think.
Um, I'm gonna say just a horror-ish movie. 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was a sequel to
Oh, yeah.
Cloverfield. I thought he was awesome in that movie. He was the bad guy, and he was terrifying, and in the most subtle ways.
Yeah.
Of course, Fred
Um
Flintstone. He played Fred Flintstone was great.
Oh, yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. I'm sure, like, after this, we'll probably both be like, "Oh, yeah, he was in that. Oh, yeah, he was in that." But at the moment, the first movie that come to mind was actually seeing we were talking about Kevin Smith. He was in the Kevin Smith movie, Red State. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen Red State.
Yeah, it's not bad. He was pretty good in that. He was a cop in that, and, he like, his performance stuck out for me, like, out of all the people in that, he was probably the one I remember the most out of the movie. Yeah, he was good in that movie. That one, actually, I think it might be up your alley, that type of movie,
Okay.
even though it was kinda like his, uh, it's not a horror, it might be more I don't know if it's a thriller, it's it's hard to say. It's about this Christian group who, um kidnap kids and then torture them, and yeah, this and something or other, and it's all about religious beliefs, and then at the end of it, he talks about how like oh, actually, I probably shouldn't give that away. Actually, if you haven't seen it,
Well,
you should
just
watch
from
it.
that, Red State is a an appropriate name. It seems like just from
Yeah, yeah,
just from
it's all
that.
about these, yeah, like the like the Baptist churches and stuff where they're like super religious and whatever else, and yeah, they kidnap these kids to try and convert them, and then they torture them, and this, and yeah, it's a bit weird, but yeah, he plays the cop who comes in at the end of the movie. But yeah, you should check that out. I think you'd probably enjoy it.
I will check that out. We have another person popped in. KB, what's going on, my man?
KB.
He says Red State is crazy, so he's seen Red State. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna check
There
that
you
out.
go.
And Stacy's got one more question. Have you seen Back to the Beach? Is is Back to the Beach? Is that the I don't know if it's Disney, but I know it was who was it that Annette Funicello did
Oh,
these
and
these
Frankie something or other, wasn't
is
it?
it Frankie Avalon, I think?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Like
they did these movies like back in the '60s. Back to the Beach, I want to say it was an '80s movie.
late 80s. Yeah, yeah. I vaguely remember it, like just remember it existing. I can't remember if I've watched it, but yeah, I think it was, yeah, because they'd done those type of 60s surfy movies back in the day. And
Yeah,
then there was that, you know, how every 20 years you have that nostalgia cycle.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they come back to do a sequel in the
So I'm
80s.
so I say that to say I've seen it, but I was a teenager when I saw it. I have no recollection of, if anything, other
I
than
know
what
it
I've already
exists.
said.
Yeah, I know it exists, but that's about as far as I can go too. I was yeah, wasn't heavy on my radar.
That's it. All right. Supposed to be based on Westboro Baptist Church. There we go
That's
for
it.
red
That's what
state.
I was trying to think about. Yes, because yeah, they were because Westboro Baptist Church were ones who picketed him when he did Dogma. Have you seen Dogma?
Yes, I have seen Dogma.
Yeah, well, when he did that, they were the ones who were always like protesting it and whatever else, and I think that kind of grew out of that. A story grew out of like what that church might be like underneath the sort of this. Oh, we're Christians. Like, what if they were like really sick bastards underneath sort of thing?
Like I said, 2026. That is not so far fetched. Um,
Yeah, true.
well, yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. One of the last couple of things that we wanted to talk about was doing just a this or that, and this was my one big input into to things, and just kind of a way for us to kind of maybe get to know each other even a little bit more than we do. Just random, you know, give you two options, and you tell me which one you like better, and when you prefer, and maybe we could talk about it just for a second or two, and you'll do the same back on my way. Would you like to receive questions first, or give the questions first?
I'll prefix because you just said ask about anything. So of course my brain just was like, oh, I don't know. So I had to give myself a subject. So
Sure.
I've given three this or that's under a theme.
No problem.
So yeah. So do you want me to give my three and then your three, or do we go one for one?
Or you can go ahead
Okay.
with yours, and we'll see.
Okay, so I was trying to think, and what made me think of it was this because we were talking about the Master Universe trailer represent.
Mhm.
So I thought I was curious to know what sort of 80s cartoons you used to like as a kid, because I've got a not only do I have a massive comic book collection, but I've got 80s TV shows out the wazoo as well. Like, I think 80s TV was the pinnacle of TV.
Okay.
Maybe that's just in my mind, but anyway. Um, so I've got a few 80s cartoon inspired ones for you. So the first one is He-Man or Thundercats?
Thundercats.
Oh, well, clearly I'm He-Man.
Yeah, I got it, but look, liked He Man, but I loved Thundercats.
Look, don't get me wrong, Thundercats is a very close second for me. Like I Thundercats was great. It was kind of like that nice follow-up to He-Man. But then they started doing all those other types. There was one of I don't know if you remember, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was one with they were all sharks. Um
But yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't remember the name
oh,
of it. I
but
know
you
that.
remember? Yeah, they were all sharks. They were all different types of sharks. Tiger sharks or something like that. What was
Right.
it?
Do
Yeah.
you remember Silverhawks also, where they were
Yes,
all different
Silverhawks.
birds?
They were all hawks,
Yeah,
the galactic, yeah, yep,
yeah,
Silverhawks.
yeah.
Yeah, that was in that vein. Like when He-Man kicked it off, Thundercats, I think, well, it wasn't too far along, and the next thing you know, it was just like Silverhawks, these tiger sharks. It was just like one after what animal can we pick
That's right. That's right.
next? Oh god, the 80s was great.
Yep, yep.
But yeah, I have to admit, yeah, Thundercats is a close second for me. But okay, now here's another tough one. Okay. Transformers or Voltron?
Oh, that is tough.
Ooh,
Oh man, I'm gonna say Voltron.
yes. Me too. Voltron all the way.
Yeah, I love them both, but Voltron had a little more edge to it.
Car or cat? I'm cat. I'm cat.
Yeah, I can go either way. I could say car on that one.
Oh.
But it doesn't. Either way, like I said, I love Voltron. All right, you got one more.
Yeah, and okay, G.I. Joe or Ghostbusters?
What was the first one?
G.I. Joe or
Oh,
Ghostbusters?
GI Joe or Ghostbusters. GI Joe.
Yes.
Yeah,
G.I.
GI
Joe for
Joe.
me, baby.
Yeah, you know, you just it wasn't a day unless I saw a plane blow up and a parachute come floating out of it.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I like Ghostbusters. Don't get me wrong, I like the franchise, but it was never my jam. Like some people are like mad Ghostbusters fans, but like I enjoyed it. But
Yes.
um, oh, okay, here you go. Uh, Ghostbusters or the real Ghostbusters?
Ooh, I think the real Ghostbusters. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at a little bit. They'll,
Like I like, yeah, I liked it. Was it the real? Because it was
I
like,
get them mixed up.
yeah, so do I. So I can't remember if it was. I think the Ghostbusters was the one with the monkey, two guys and the monkey. That
Mhm.
because it was based off a TV show. That was they had the name initially,
Yeah,
if I remember rightly. So that was based off that TV show from the 70s. And then yeah, the other one that is off the movie franchise is the real Ghostbusters.
right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And I think I was a bit more Ghostbusters than the other one actually. I like that because they had like a werewolf and vampire, and they had all those classic uh Universal monster villains as like
Yeah.
the henchmen of, I forget the bad guy, but he had like a yellow helmet and very 80s esque of like Darth Vader type sort of stuff, as a lot of villains were. But yeah, yeah. Okay, hit me with it, mate. What do we got?
All right. So mine are just kind of all over the place, but I'm gonna start with one that's kind of vein, in the same vein as what you were going with, and it's just a very simple super strength or super speed.
Ooh, I don't know. Both have their advantages. I reckon super speed, just to get around everywhere. Like, forget having a car, you can just get
I like that.
everywhere.
Yeah, I like
I'm
that
very
idea.
practical in my thinking. I'm not like, I'm gonna be the next Flash. No, I'm like, oh, I can get there quick.
I like
Call me
that.
impatient.
Mm.
How about you? Strength or speed?
Um, yeah, probably speed, and probably for the same reason. That's like it. Takes so much time to get somewhere. It takes takes up so much of my time. When
God,
I
we
was a
sound like
kid,
old man.
yeah, when I was a kid, I would have said super strength, but
Yeah, I probably would have said the same too. But now that I'm old, I'm like, oh god, I can't be bothered. Like, yeah,
yeah, exactly, exactly.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, uh, heavy metal or grunge,
Oh, heavy. We talking 80s heavy metal or just a
whichever
heavy
heavy
metal in
metal you
general?
want.
Yeah, yeah. I am 80s heavy metal through and through and through, as my says. Yeah. I live and die by 80s metal. Yeah, grunge. No, thank you. Don't get me wrong, I do listen to some of it, but it's that classic saying that Kurt Cobain come along and killed 80s heavy metal, so I have to hate him just on principle.
Just on principle.
How about yourself?
Um, I would lean metal too. Um, I'm not huge into either, but I do dabble, and
Um,
I would lean metal. But I do like Nirvana. I don't have that same hatred of Kurt Cobain that you have.
it's look, don't get me wrong. Like I like this stuff, and like I like Soundgarden and Stone Temple Pilots and stuff. I like some grunge.
Mm,
Don't get me wrong. I, you know, but it's that purist in me that has that just that inkling of like, yeah, damn you. Like we could have had 80s metal till now. Like
right,
thinking it
right.
would never,
Now
if it
I'm
wasn't
a
for Kurt Cobain, it'd still exist.
I'm gonna put a little bit of a caveat on mine though. I will say, not hair metal.
Oh,
Not
okay.
yeah, not
Nah,
and
I take it all in from the heaviest stuff to the lighter stuff. I take it just 80s metal as I'll have it all, every bit of it.
the hair metal and the power ballads. I was
Some of them are good. Honestly, some
some
of
of
them
them are,
aren't too
some of them are. I
bad.
can't say they're all bad, but they're not my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
last one, just straight up generic, and this is kind of inspired by where we are in the world right now because it is wintertime here, it is summertime there. Which do you prefer, summer or winter?
Um, okay, caveat, winter here in Australia as opposed to winter where you are, where it's freezing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That like when I was younger, yeah, I would have said summer, and yeah, like I got I used to be a lot whiter than I am. I'm very tan now as in my old age because I just lived outside of it when I was a kid. 40-degree heat. That was just the norm for us. But the older I get, the more this heat just it just grinds my gears. I'm just like, no, thank you. Just give me an air conditioner any day of the week. I can't wait for winter to come around. So, how about you?
Um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say winter, but the caveat is really fall for me, not dead of winter like it is because it is really cold.
Yeah.
Um, Summer is just too hot. It's for me. It's like I walk out my door and I'm sweating. I can't deal with this anymore. When I was a kid, yes, summer, of course. When I was a kid, because I had all the free time in the world, I could go anywhere. I was running all over the place. But nowadays, I don't want to be that hot.
It just yeah, it's some like, I was talking to a few mates at work, the same thing. It's like there was this discussion for a few of us that, we're all sort of, we've got a couple of guys in their 20s, a couple of guys in their 30s, a couple of us in our 40s, and a couple of guys in their 60s getting ready to retire. And yeah, the consensus, you can see it like of this, bugger summer or, I'd rather be winter. And it's funny how the age difference, the more and more the older you get, the more and more they want winter than they do summer.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah, just
exactly.
can't. I don't know. I just can't do it. It's just I'm just not up to it anymore. I don't know.
No, no, no. I'm more worried about getting a heat stroke than anything now. So
Yeah,
it's crazy. Um,
yeah,
all right, so we're pretty much down to the last thing that we were gonna discuss
yes.
tonight.
So
The
this is my little suggestion to
I'll let you go ahead.
so yeah, this was my little suggestion of the getting to know you section of the show. So mine was a top three. A top three can be out of anything. And the first one I come up with was the top 3 movies you have rewatched the most. Now, I don't know if you wanna go first? Uh,
Yeah, We'll
yep.
we'll save you for the grand finale.
Right.
All right.
Mine's a giveaway. When you see my 3, you'll definitely see a theme, that's for sure.
Okay. So my one of mine. Shout out to KB if he's still here. I just talked about it on his channel last week. Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. Um,
Oh,
I've
yes, yeah.
I've watched that movie. It, it's my earliest theater memory, and so I must have been 4 or 5. It came out technically when I was 2, but do re-releases and all that in the theaters that they used to do a lot of back then. I saw it in
Yeah.
the theater probably when I was probably 75, 76 somewhere. Um, so that's my first theater recollection, and I've watched it, most years since, at least once. I actually just watched it a couple of days ago. Um, so that's one. The next one is The Warriors. I don't know if you're
Oh,
familiar with
yeah.
The Warriors.
I
Um,
know of it, but I haven't actually watched it. I keep hearing
okay.
good things about it, but I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah, it's like highly stylized. It's about gangs in New York, but it's so
Yeah,
highly stylized and ridiculous that you wouldn't really be scared of these guys because like one group that's dressed up like a disco group, another group dressed up like a baseball team, another group on roller skates, is that kind of thing. But they're journeying to get home. It's a pure New York story. Again, I grew up in New York, and they get accused of killing someone. The Warriors do, and they're having to make it back from one part of New York to another part, and with all these other gangs chasing them. And it came out in '79. And again, it's another movie. Most years since '79, I've seen it at least once. And finally, will be Coming to America, Eddie Murphy. Um,
oh, that's a classic. Yeah,
oh,
I've seen that a
it's a
few times.
classic, and I
Yeah.
I watch it and I talk along with it, and I say all the dialogue as much as possible. So you do not want to watch this movie with me. And there's another one I did see in theaters. Warriors I didn't, but I did see this in theaters. and it's I watched it over and over and over and over again since, and I introduced my kids to it. It's probably too early, and yeah, I keep watching this movie. So those are my three. What do you got?
Was it which is the number one? Were they in
If
order,
we're,
or
if,
was it
if we're
just
ranking them as far as how many times I've seen them, it'll probably be in that same order: Enter the Dragon
yeah,
first, Warriors,
1,
and then
2, and
up
3?
to yeah.
Right. So for me, most of these I actually like. I don't get a lot of time to rewatch movies, and now, especially doing the channel, I'm constantly trying to watch new stuff for reviews and stuff, so I don't get a lot of time to rewatch movies. So a lot of what I'm about to sort of mention is stuff I used to rewatch when I was a kid and a teenager more than anything that I've watched 1,000 times. And the first one for me was actually RoboCop. I I remember when that hit, I I was only 14. It was an R-rated movie, so I'll never forget it. I was staying at my an auntie's place, and she would let us rent a VHS from the local VHS shop, and I'm like, "Ooh, this guy looks cool," 'cause that classic RoboCop poster on the front. I wanna watch that. She's like, "Rightio, no worries." Not noticing it was an R-rated movie, and I literally took it back and I watched it 6 times in a row that day. In that day alone. And then after that, a little later on, I eventually got a copy and would just watch it on the regular. Just, yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I could recite the whole script right now. And I haven't seen it probably in the last 10 years or so. But that is one I definitely watched over and over again. Um, the next one, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 movie, I think it was. That's
Yeah,
when Turtles
1990.
just started to hit big. Um, yeah, I was at the end of high school then, but, um, even though the Turtles were kind of more kids, the movie I kinda latched onto and just got to go see it at the cinema and were like, "This is really cool," and, yeah, got it back on video at home, and then, yeah, just I must have watched it, like, once every week for God knows how long, just and the same thing, I can almost quote that word for word too. So, there was that one, and, this is a tough one because this is a bit of a tie. I can't actually say which one I watched more, but coming in for 3 would be the Empire Strikes Back or Karate Kid, the
Oh,
original
okay.
Karate Kid. I must have Karate Kid I watched 1,000 times as a kid. I thought it was great. Wanted to take up karate, never did. I was I was more of a spectator karate guy. Um, and of course, Empire Strikes Back. I mean, there's the Star Wars poster there. But,
Mm,
yeah, Empire is actually my movie. That I used to love that one when the snow troopers and the whole yeah, Bespin and Lando Calrissian and Boba Fett, and I can keep going, but
yeah,
you get the gist. It's,
yeah.
those 2 would probably tie it out at the bottom there for 3. I think I watched them just as many times as each other.
Yeah,
But
if we
yeah.
were going to 5, Star Wars would be on mine. Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. So I gotta ask the follow-up question. You said Empire Strikes Back, so but not the OG, not Star Wars.
Uh, it'd be a close well, if we're gonna go we're gonna go 5.
Right, we go 5. Okay.
If we go 5, then Star Wars really comes up a close second. Definitely, for sure. The Return of the Jedi I'd never watched much of. But yeah, I think that would be close, followed by I think Rocky 4. That would probably be my next one I've watched. I've actually really watched that one on the regular. It's just pure 80s gold. It
Oh
is.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Just oozes 80s gold. That's where my love of, Dolph Lundgren comes from. I've got, like, a almost complete Dolph Lundgren collection because of that movie. Like, I love him. He's great.
Yeah, I mean,
Um
Rocky 4 ended communism, right?
He saved the world. Like what a high to go out on. Like just he ended nuclear war. That is just fantastic. Yeah, no, it's so cheesy, but then it's so like he like the classic montage was
Yeah.
literally almost born out of that movie. Like everyone takes the piss out of like montages like literally takes the piss out of the Rocky 4 montage. It is the greatest montage ever. Where he's training in the snow and Drago's training into with all the yeah, it's just I don't care what anyone says. It's
Now,
fucking brilliant.
for me, the quintessential Rocky montage is Rocky 3. Him and Apollo 3 training together.
Oh, with on the beach and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
running on the beach, and then they're doing the workout in the gym, and,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
my thing. And
Yeah.
Eye of the
Yeah.
Tiger's playing, it was great.
Oh yeah, and I'm a massive Mr. T fan too. So like, the Rocky 3 is a close second to that one for me as well because like I absolutely idolized Mr. T as a kid. I thought he was great, like mad 18 fan. And yeah, when seeing him in Rocky 3, I was like, this is awesome. Like, Clubber Lang is great. Were you a Mr. T fan?
Oh, yeah, huge Mr. T. Who wasn't a Mr. T fan? Used
Oh
to
yeah,
love Mr. T.
exactly. He was great. Ah,
I
Pootie the
remember
Fool.
I watched him before 18, before Rocky, because he did this show. Where he would do these tough man competitions, these bouncer competitions, and don't cancel me because I'm just using the term that they used in the show, where one of the big event was midget tossing.
Oh, jeez. You could love the 80s.
Yeah, literally, and that's literally what it was. He would grab a little person, and whoever could throw this person the furthest won.
It's hard to think that that was normal and no one batted an eyelid back then. Like, it's yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. I'm sure.
I'll never forget. I got a funny memory about, because Mr. T was the shit and I loved him to death. Same auntie who I went to visit, she, took me down to the video store and she's, saw Mr. T on, I don't know if you know the movie DC Cabs.
Oh, yes, I love DC Cab. Yes, I have
Well,
DC
I'll
Cab.
never forget that. I was maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to guess around the era, so maybe 7, 8, 9, something around that. I can't remember exactly.
Uh-huh.
And we must be, I don't know, what, 15 minutes into the movie? Boobs.
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
my auntie just died. She's like, "No, that's it. That's all I saw of the movie was 15 minutes." And then got
I
taken out.
actually do have that movie, and as a teenager, boobs helped, and I watched that movie quite a bit.
Yeah, well, that was the standard back then, though. Like, I heard a famous story from one director back in the 80s. He said the same thing. It's like you would pitch a movie, and then they go, "Well, where are the boobs in it? Like,
Mhm.
at what point do you have the boobs in it?" It's like, not that it needs it, but you had to put it in. There's such an 80s trope there for a while. But yeah, I think it was funny because she saw and she just thought, oh, well, this is just like him out of the A team. This is Mr. T. It'll be all good. And then,
Yep.
yeah, when it happened, it was just like, I was like, and then she was like, nope.
He was still Mr. T like he was from the 18, but the
He was,
movie
he
around
was, he was still, yeah, he was still Mr. T, but
it
yeah, the,
completely
the
different.
surroundings were different.
Yeah, it sounded was completely different. All right, guys, we are gonna end the show here. We're gonna get out of here. Let you guys enjoy the rest of your night. My couple of friends that are still here. Um, Troy, I had a blast. Hopefully, you
So did
had a
I.
blast.
I did, mate. It
We're
was,
gonna
it was
do
really
this
enjoyable.
again. The plan as of right now for anybody still watching is we're going to do this once a month. Depending on if schedules free up and changing it better, we may do it more often than that. But we're going to play it by ear and see how it goes. Next time we do this, this will more than likely be on Troy's channel. Um, if we can ever figure out how to do them on both channels, we'll do that.
Yes, yes. We are trying to work this out so we can have it on both channels. Yes.
But right now, we just had a little bit of fun. So since we are on my channel, I'll let you go first, Troy. Just tell people where to find you and if you got anything coming up.
Yes, so comic book movie collector, you can find me there. And I have that's what I've got coming out. I'm taking this week off because actually I'm a grandfather again. My eldest daughter had a little baby boy, so I finally got a grandson. Yay, little Dawson. I'm so excited. So because I've been a girl dad, I've girls everywhere, so finally the boy drought is over. So I'm taking this week off, so no episode this week. But next week, I'm continuing my series of Super Friends. So season 2 of the Super Friends, I'll be going through. So tune in for that. That should be really fun. I've been enjoying going back and revisiting the old Super Friends.
Oh yeah, and I watched your last haul video. So go ahead and check out the haul because he's got a cautionary tale for this one.
It's
So
because it's a cautionary tale for all collectors.
yes, for all collectors, and most of my
Yeah.
audience is collectors. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. For me, I have just released my top 10 of 2006 and 2007. I'm still working up through that. Hopefully, 2008 will be out probably next week because I got a lot of things to do um, between here and there. So 2008 will be coming up. At some point in the next few weeks, I'm gonna have movie swap back. I'm gonna have my niece is actually gonna be on, who's not a YouTuber or anything like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm just waiting on a firm, solid date, and I will let you guys know what that date is. And that's really it. Maybe here and there I'll throw out a random video. I'm not really being really consistent YouTuber right now. Forgive me. Anyway, that's all I got. Anything you got any last words to say, Troy, or is that it?
Nah, just thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, it was a blast as always, Dell. So yeah, I can't wait till next month and we'll see what we can talk about then.
Absolutely, absolutely. See you guys later, guys. Bye.
Right. Bye bye.